One of the best ways to prepare for mathematical conversations with our students is by anticipating students' thinking. When we try to imagine what our students might say, we prime ourselves to better hear, understand, and respond to their ideas. Let's look at this image of two groups of playing cards where we ask, which is more, and anticipate some of the many ways students might think about and answer that question. First, this question is deliberately vague, so you may have some students, particularly if you teach young students, who focus on the number of cards rather than the numbers on the cards, in which case there are obviously more cards on the left than on the right. This is a valid answer, but there are more answers to be had. Other students might focus on how many there are on each card, and they might choose to find the total for each side. Some students will focus on the symbols and they may count them individually or in groups to figure out how many there are. In this case, there are a total of 12 on this side and 13 on this side. Other students, rather than counting, might choose to join the numbers to see this as a composition activity. Some students might then put the 2 and the 4 together to know this is 6, and they might know doubles to know that 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. Other students might know 8 plus 5 is equal to 13, or they might count on from 8, starting with the larger number and count 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and find that there are 13 on this side. This is one of the reasons why we really like playing cards, because they both offer the symbol and a concrete representation of how many there are that the card is representing. Some students, though, may not be counting the individual elements on each side, but they might be thinking about the element's features. For instance, they might notice that there are 4 hearts on this side, but 5 on this side, and therefore the right has more hearts. But if instead they focus on clubs, there are 8 here and 6 here, and the right has more clubs. But for spades, there are only spades on the left, so the left has more. This is also a valid answer where they're comparing individual cards based on an attribute. Some students, however, might not focus on the total number of anything on either side, but to really do a comparison that focuses on relational reasoning. If students begin by focusing on the color of the cards, they might notice that there are 6 and 2 over here that are black, or a total of 8, which is the same that's on the other side. That means if we're trying to determine which is more, the black cards don't matter here. They're equal. So then we can simply focus on the red cards. And there are 5 on one side and 4 on the other, meaning that those are the cards that we need to compare, and this one heart in the center is the one that's more, and therefore this entire side is more. You should encourage this kind of relational reasoning because it really focuses on the meaning of the equal sign, the meaning of equality and equivalence. And so this can work to help students with algebraic reasoning and also with missing add-end problems in the future. We encourage you to try one of these comparison tasks with your students and see what kind of creative ways they can come up with for deciding which is more.